Please welcome Sean Layden.
Hey guys. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. And thank you for making the time tonight to come to church. This fulfills your obligation for the coming Sunday, for those of you who need to know that. But thank you for coming out. It's great to see the congregation as large as it is tonight under this single tent. And for those of you who may be a bit apprehensive because you remember that movie Kingsman, it doesn't end that way. It doesn't end that way. So, but no, again, thank you. And as you can see from this evening, here again at PlayStation, we've decided to mix it up a little bit in the way that we're doing our E3 presentation this year. You know, we look at what the stories have we tell and the things that we want to impart to our fans here with us and their fans on the live feed worldwide. And that changes our design ideas around what we can do for this show. So tonight, we're going to have, rather than a bombardment of new creative, we're going to take all of you on a journey deeper into some of the key titles we've talked about before, but we're going to talk about them in a different way tonight, a deeper way, so you can learn about what's going on with these games and what's coming up in the future. You know, what we look at here at Worldwide Studios with inside Sony Interactive Entertainment, we really want to take our love for gaming and make it sing very loudly. It's a gaming industry, it's sometimes called, but certainly inside our studios, we see gaming as a vocation. It's a calling. It's what we do. It's what we have to do. Our teams of creatives and studios and designers, they have stories to tell and things they want to show you and places they'd like to take you. That's what we're trying to do here at PlayStation. This coming year is going to be all about those kind of games that we can deliver to you in a way that's going to blow your minds. And tonight, we're beginning here in this tent, this church tent we've created here in Los Angeles to let you start that journey with us and let us tell you our stories for the next hour or so. So without further ado, it is my great honor and my unique privilege to invite to the stage, introduce to you, Gustavo Santaolalla.
Went out one night to make a little round. I met little Sadie and I shot her down. Went back home, jumped into bed, 44 pistol under my head. I woke up in the middle of 9:30. Hacks in the back, you're standing by. Chamber standing around, taking little Sadie to your bed. I began to think very deep down about the hell that I ride.
I hate these things.
Tell me about it.
Your old man really laid into me today.
What happened?
Another big lecture about my patrols. Don't go here, don't go there. It's funny how involved he gets whenever you're scheduled to go out.
Yeah.
She's putting on quite the show.
I give you guys 2 weeks until we're back together.
Not gonna happen. She, say something, dude?
Make it 1 week. Ellie! Hey! What took you so long? Well, I'm here, aren't I?
Healing?
Jesse.
Hey, don't forget we leave at first light, so get some rest.
Yes, sir. Such a dick. Come on. Why don't you start with me? Okay, I have a very serious question for you. How bad do I smell? Like a hot pile of garbage? Oh. Okay. Oh. How about that? Gross. You love it. Every guy in this room is staring at you right now. Maybe they're staring at you. Or not. Maybe they're jealous of you. I'm just a girl, not a threat. Oh, Ellie. I think they should be terrified of me.
They are nested with sin.
What is...
Free me.
Holy shit! No!
Jesus.
Spread out.
She went into the grass. Watch yourself. Ethan.
What?
Wolf. She came through here. Damn it. Double back. Go.
I have eyes!
That was a new look at The Last of Us Part 2. We're here live in Los Angeles at the PlayStation E3 Showcase. We're taking a quick intermission while folks move along to the next part of the experience. We'll have a little bit more to share on that later. And I am joined by my good friend, Ryan Clements.
Hello, Mr. Schumann.
How are you?
I'm good. It's such a pleasure to be here at the PlayStation Showcase. And it's going to be a huge night for Worldwide Studios a little later when the showcase resumes. And what better guest to have for joining us about Worldwide Studios than the chairman of Worldwide Studios, Mr. Sean Layden. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good to be here.
I thought you were just on stage. How did you get up here so fast?
We created this pneumatic tube that I was dropped into and shot right across to the studio here.
Right over here. Well, it's good to have you here.
Well, it's great to be here. And I think it was a very powerful start for our E3 program for this year.
That's right, and there's much more to come, but I do want to zero in on The Last of Us Part 2 here just for a moment. You know, as chairman of Worldwide Studios, you work very closely with Naughty Dog. These guys need no introduction.
Indeed.
And I'm curious, from your perspective, where is their head at when it comes to developing this game?
Where's their head at? I mean, they are everywhere. They're looking at what can do in the next iteration of the Last of Us series, and I think what we saw tonight, I mean, that piece of content was so impactful. I mean, the whole relationship between Ellie and Dina going into the combat sequence really shows that they're pulling out all the stops over at Naughty Dog, and they're going to have a very broad and ranging game that's not going to make you only work at it as a player, but you're going to have to just think as a person what you're coming up against.
I can't wait to see more of that. And that was first gameplay we saw there of The Last of Us Part 2, looking obviously incredible. And speaking of incredible, I mean, Worldwide Studios lately, I mean, it's just been unbelievable. Horizon, you had God of War, which needs no introduction, and Detroit Become Human. I mean, what is the secret, and what are you doing over there at Worldwide Studios? What's going on there?
The rule number one is do no harm, right? Right. In a lot of ways, my job is just to move the boulders out of the road to make sure that creative talent can get where they need to go. You know, provide backup, provide scope, you know, provide generalized, you know, advice about where we can take this as an industry and as a gaming culture. But honestly, we've got 13 studios worldwide. We try to give them as much creative control as possible and just help support them through to their vision. That's kind of what we've been trying to do here for the last dozen years or so with Worldwide Studios. And I think right now, certainly in the PS4 era, you're seeing a lot of that coming into play right now.
That's great to hear that. And, you know, I mean, speaking about making fans happy, I mean, I think there's a question that I've been getting a whole lot, and it has to do with God of War. You know, this is a celebrated game. It's sold extremely well. It has a huge legion of fans. And one of the things I wanted to mention was, you know, I get a lot of tweets about New Game Plus. You know, is this something that you and Santa Monica Studio are evaluating for God of War?
You know, it's crazy. With the advent of social media, we get a lot of real-time feedback from the fans and the community, and we listen to that. And God knows my Twitter feed is filled up with a lot of stuff that we could talk about here or not talk about at all. But it's all important. We take it all seriously. And New Game Plus is something that came through really strong and really hard through that kind of feedback loop. And I'm happy to say today that the teams are working on it, and we should have some more updates on that. We'll put that through the blog, but it's going to happen.
All right.
Definitely.
As someone who miraculously finished God of War with a 2-year-old at home, that makes me very happy. I will somehow find more time.
But okay.
I will find time to get. He wasn't watching.
Okay, thank God.
I want to confirm that.
Kids don't try this at home.
Asleep. But yeah, thank you so much, Sean. And it's great to hear that you and the amazing team at Santa Monica Studio are making that happen.
Hey, if we can create functionality and features that allow people to spend more time in the worlds we build, that's by definition a good thing.
Excellent.
Fantastic. So New Game Plus, that is confirmed. That is coming to God of War. We'll have full details on PlayStation Blog shortly. We have a lot more to talk about, too.
Yeah, and actually, Sean, I wanted to ask you about that. About a month ago, you did something a little bit out of the ordinary for our team, and you kind of came out and talked about the 4 main games that we would be highlighting tonight's PlayStation Showcase. I was wondering what the thought process was there.
Well, you know, every year we try to let the stories we have to tell design the experience we're going to create. And this year, we felt that what we really want to do is take people on a journey deep into the content, deep into the 4 big pillar games that we're working on right now, and get them to see a bit more about the stories you're trying to tell and the way it's going to be expressed and what they get out of it. It's a really wide range of titles there, anything from The Last of Us 2, which you just saw right now, through Death Stranding and Spider-Man and Ghost. So this year, I wanted people to know that don't come here expecting to have some big flashy new idea come out or some big surprise come out. Come here and sit with us and walk with us as we get through to see the background stories and deep inside of the games we're working on.
Wonderful. And we do have a lot more coming from those Worldwide Studios games in the showcase later tonight. Do you have any personal games that you're most excited about?
Well, they're all fabulous, and I think the teams are really crushing it right across the board.
Fair enough.
But one thing I would say is there's one of the games that we're having out today that will be playable in 3 months. And available in stores, and that's our favorite web slinger.
Of course.
Spider-Man. So we're going to see a lot of that tonight, and I think the folks at home should be happy with what they're going to get.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean.
Sean, thank you so much for dropping by. Always a pleasure to trade notes with the chairman of Worldwide Studios.
It's great to see you guys. I'll head back to the pneumatic tube station then.
All right, please do.
All right.
And
wear the helmet.
We do have a lot more in store coming up in just a few minutes as the E3 showcase continues. But in the meantime, we also have some other updates for you while we wait during this short intermission. So I say we kick it off with a look at the latest from the world of Call of Duty.
Black maps in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 only when you pre-order Call of Duty Black Ops 4 from PlayStation Store.
Welcome back. We are having the PlayStation E3 showcase kicking off in just a few more minutes. We're in a short intermission period here, but we've got some good stuff to talk about. And we've got some good friends as well.
Yeah.
Meredith Molinari and Ramon Russell. Welcome.
What's happening?
That's
good
right.
to have you guys back.
It's good to be back.
Friendly faces right before the showcase.
Absolutely.
Yeah, excellent.
So I say we keep this moving here. And when it comes to Call of Duty, we know that a bunch of remastered maps from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 are making their way to Call of Duty Black Ops 4 this October on launch day. But what we just learned here is that those maps, those classic maps, are coming to Black Ops 3 as well for those who pre-order Black Ops 4 on PlayStation Store.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. But what if I don't own Call of Duty Black Ops 3?
Well, that's where it gets a little more interesting, my friend.
Oh.
So tonight, we are actually doing a surprise PlayStation Plus game drop, and that is going to be Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 is coming to PlayStation Plus later tonight.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, very nice. This is why I love E3, because not only do we get to share awesome news with our audience, but PlayStation Plus subscribers get a little treat.
Get an extra
little tasty treat.
Right, little mid E3 supply drop for you there.
There you go. That was perfect.
You know, we've been sharing a lot of good news. We got to share 5 really cool announcements last week when we did our countdown, kind of ramping up for tonight's big showcase.
That's right. We had the countdown to E3, and that was 5 game reveals and updates over a span of 5 days. A lot of great stuff announced. Let's take a quick look back at the highlights.
have to figure out what happened. Okay, wake up, focus, remember.
From the creators of Fee and Flipping Death.
Look like you've seen a ghost.
That's the spirit. Comes a heartfelt story in VR.
But really, who are you?
Welcome back. We're just a few minutes away from the E3 PlayStation Showcase. I mean, when I say a few minutes, I mean we're really... So let's keep moving here. There was a lot of great stuff here. Oh, and we could see the crowd is seated. The people are about ready to go. This show's about to continue, about to move into the big event.
Yeah, it was great to see the countdown stuff, but I do think that there's like maybe one more thing we can sneak in there before we cut away to the showcase.
Yeah. Yeah, let's squeeze it in. Let's squeeze it in. Okay, so this next franchise boasts a huge, loyal community of nearly 6 billion hours. Incredible stat.
Yeah, they play that so much.
A lot.
They do. And we're going to take a first look at the next chapter right now.
A lonesome star in a bitter sky. I hear the hungry ghosts calling out in the night. Just a couple victims of this brutal reprise. Am I strong enough to let things just die? To keep the spark alive. But if there's nothing on the other side, why can't I leave well enough alone and go to the light?
Yeah, that was a powerful new look at Destiny 2. Forsaken is coming out September 4th on PS4. A lot of great enhancements and content for that one. And
yeah, it looks really good. There's a lot of buzz about that Gambit mode coming up. And guess what? If you're at E3, you can play it at our booth.
Not too bad.
But
not too bad.
There's barely any time because we're about to get to the showcase.
That's right. We are really seconds away when it comes down to it from the rest of PlayStation's E3 showcase. Thank you so much for watching. We've got a lot more in store tonight. But for now,
I think it's almost time.
I think it's almost time. Should we get to it?
I think why keep people waiting? Let's get to it. We have so much more to cover.
Okay. Got a lot more in store. Yeah. So let's check it out live right now.
Nobu, come!
Where are they?
Bastards! Enough!
Was next summer? Arshoneg, Artsan Gesh Podos Batium! Niet Urquai Minich! Artsan Samurai! Doskech!
Jin, you're late.
You're impatient. Where's the monk?
The bastards beat me to him. Now they're torturing him at the temple.
Come on.
You think the monk's a hero?
We need him, Masako. Down.
We could take them.
No. Remember Sako Bridge? We strike quietly. They kill the monk.
I'll guard the exits. Just get that monk.
En amaralla husis banje. Niva ulos. Devligi vita hokido. Asuman bakolan. Tsunio rokdo Tsushima. Aeda staft avlopan. Please, I do not understand. That we chamagot unami. Usmi che haven't sagt. Ci obelat no.
He called reinforcements. We have to move.
Masako! Stand aside, Jin. You betrayed my family.
Run! If we fight, the Mongols win.
They already won.
You were my friend.
Give me the monk.
No.
The oldest house is a shifting place. There are rules and rituals. You can keep traveling deeper.
Anybody there? Something's not right. Hey, relax, relax. Calm down. You can't be here. You under arrest. Stay back, sir. I've got this. Officer, you need help? What are you doing? Get off. No. Get off of me. Jesus Christ.
Money's in my account. Always a pleasure.
Attention, all citizens. Due to the citywide outrage.
And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate.
Whatever it takes to save this city.
Surprised you made it this far.
Need info on my extraction. Survival's your responsibility.
God damn it.
Will you help me?
Of course. It's an impressive display of strength. But we never meant for this to happen.
It's coming. It's coming back.
From Squanch Games and the co-creator of Rick and Morty.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Bathtub Guy, and we're here at E3 to take some looks at this new game I'm going to show you right now. Trover Saves the Universe. Let's give it a look. Oh, whoa, there's some action platforming stuff in this little piece of shit. I'm the Bathtub Guy. I'm always in my bathtub, but, you know, that's not about me right now. It's about this game. Whoa, look at that. That's exciting footage I just saw. Oh, I'm playing it right now. Look at me. I'm a cool cucumber over here playing this cool game. Jesus Christ! Oh my God, somebody call 711 because that's the emergency dial number for this in this weird part of the galaxy because this is a sci-fi based thing. Help! He's got electrocuted.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Why are you so happy?
'Cause we get to be pirates again.
Yep, you always did like this world.
Still, it's a real shame we don't have a bigger ship. In the organization?
Yes. Surprising, isn't it?
Jack, don't you give this creep the time of day.
Sora, stand down. It's the code. Mustn't strike a pirate aboard ship when said pirate offers to confabulate.
I am looking for a box.
Get them! Sora!
They have come for us.
Wait!
Oh no! Stop!
Farewell.
Arendelle is safer with me staying up here.
Oh,
please, go away.
And the unversed collected enough screams and sadness from those children.
Yeah, and the whole time they were trashing our company in the process!
You're following her.
Maybe she's one of the 7 pure lights we need. The new 7 hearts.
Now, set your heart free.
And at the end, you'll finally realize what destiny has in store for you. In fact, your reward might be right around the corner.
Hey, Axel.
Huh? Hey, liking the look. Cut your hair, too.
bridges. The man who delivers. Tears. Chiral allergy. So, you have dooms, like me. What's your level?
I've got the extinction factor, but I think you got me beat.
You can see them, right?
No, but I can sense them.
Want to come work for me? Must be tough out here on your own.
I can't help you with that. I make deliveries. That's all.
The silent, faulty feeling. The silent fault. The silent, faulty feeling. The silent fault. I sigh and fall to the ceiling. I sigh and run to the kneeling. A silence for the feeling. Ran out of all the meaning. I ran out of. It's hard to fall the leading. It's hard to fall. So many men are losing while out there doing the proving. It's no surprise he's dooming. Headed into town. Watch yourself. Those things never stay gone for long. The time flow fast forwards whatever it touches, but it can't wash everything away.
past just won't let go. I'll see you around. Sam Porter Bridges.
Sam, what's your status? Beryllium density is still increasing.
My status is fucked. There's tons of them.
Can you sit out the rain?
No, they're closing in on my position. I have to move before they realize I'm in here.
Sam, if one of those things eats you, it'll trigger a void out. You'll come back, sure, but the surrounding area will still be a crater.
I got an idea.
Keeps the time fall away.
You're too late. You still don't know who I am, do you?
Who are you?
But I can't reach them over radio. Their comms must be down. What's your status?
Already here.
Yuri? I thought you said it was secure. It was. Let's go. Maybe it's not as bad as it looks.
Love the optimism. But in my experience, when it looks bad,
It's usually worse. Look out! Yuri!
I'm slipping!
Hold on! You okay?
Yeah.
Welcome to the party. Just in time for the fireworks.
Looks like we made parole, boys.
I'm out. Electro? Why is he letting everyone out?
I'll head for the main control center and see how bad the situation is.
Got it. I'll go join the party. Everyone just quietly go back into your cells and lock the door behind you. Okay? Please?
Get him down here!
Like fish in a barrel.
Catastrophic event detected.
That doesn't sound good. Oh, hi, Rhino.
Hope you like surprise, Spider.
Surprise? What is he talking about?
Hey, what's your status?
Me? Just trapped in a prison with every criminal I've put away in the last 8 years. No biggie.
Electro must be working for someone.
This is too good to be true. Scorpion, can you hold on a minute? I was in the middle of a phone call and it was business.
Charge him! Don't let up!
Lost you for a second there. You okay?
Not really. Electro, Rhino, and now Scorpion are all on the loose. What's going on in the rest of the prison?
Camera system's almost up. I'll give you a sit rep soon.
Okay, I'll keep tracking Electro.
Come on, Spider-Man. I thought this was a chase.
Gotta stop this guy. If you tell me who you're working for, I'll go easy on you.
Can't stop it. But I'm flattered that you still try.
Nobody ever takes me up on that offer.
Vulture! Long time no see. We're going to have so much fun.
Sorry, no time to talk.
Okay, I got the security cameras back online.
How's it look?
Well, it looks like the entire population of the raft has escaped. That makes 5 of your worst enemies that are now on the loose.
For a second there, I thought you were serious.
I am serious. I have to go. Some of them are heading into the city.
This is nuts.
Keep chasing. Party's almost over.
Electro, stop!
How do you like my new suit?
Dashing. Where'd you get it? It's an exclusive club.
He said not to kill him.
Good idea. In fact, we don't have to do this at all if you don't want to.
We definitely want to.
They should be terrified of you.
You do not hesitate.
That was the PlayStation E3 showcase. A lot to take in. There was a ton of great Worldwide Studios titles. We actually got a little more to share here coming right up. We're going to have first live gameplay of Marvel's Spider-Man right here, just a couple of minutes. We have a new game to announce. We have some other stuff to talk about, too. What a show.
Oh, my gosh.
Pop highlights, go.
Oh,
there's no time.
Oh, my goodness. Ghost of Tsushima looked absolutely incredible. That color palette was insane.
Yeah.
Did you grow up with samurai movies?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ready. It's just the embodiment.
I'm ready.
of
Sucker
that-
punch.
yeah.
Thank you.
Meredith?
Oh, Resident Evil 2. Come on,
Yeah.
RE2. That looked so good. I know a lot of us fans have been waiting for that one. And there was like a moment where you're like, I'm not really sure I know what this is. And then as soon as he turned his head, I was like, yes.
And you get that,
so
that
good.
RE4 style over-the-shoulder camera
Yes.
action. It's kind of like the ultimate dream if they were going to remake Resident Evil 2. That's what I would want. So awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Ryan?
Nice and gory.
As Meredith said backstage, Death Stranding. We now have more questions.
Yes.
Way more questions.
More
But
questions.
it looks as if, I mean, I don't want to make any promises, but it looks as if we were getting kind of an allusion to a lot of gameplay in there and kind of what the character of Sam is going to be doing in this very unusual world that is inhabited by some very unusual and scary things.
And people consume strange and unusual.
Well, bugs.
That was...
Babies continue to be a theme.
Yeah, it wasn't a myth.
Don't know what we're going to find out there, but yeah.
So a ton of great stuff in the show overall. I mean, Neo 2, that was a crowd pleaser. That was one that was great to see get out there. We got an update on Kingdom Hearts 3. We got a lot of other great stuff. We had a new Remedy game. Remedy's on the way. Control. Really stylish trailer, really looking to just, I want to learn more about that one. I mean, it just looks like wizards and like, I don't know what I was looking at, but it was really stylish. I would expect no less from Remedy. But I got to say, I think my favorite was Marvel's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man looked
that was incredible. We have these legendary villains are back. We had Rhino, Electro, Vulture. I'm missing some. Who else were there? I mean, just one after another. That was Electro.
So many.
Spider-Man was not in a good space.
No, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. So we're going to see live gameplay of that in just a minute or two here. But I say we actually take this moment to announce a new game. What do you think?
Do it.
Okay, do it.
So nonchalant.
Hits keep coming.
Yeah.
So you guys know From Software.
Absolutely.
I'm aware of them.
They have created a lot of great games over the year. Well, they have been busy working on a PlayStation VR game.
Oh, VR.
And it is quite a departure from the kinds of games that we sort of know them for, but it's very, very interesting, and I'd like to see the first footage of that right now.
Aren't you excited? You're going to be a fairy. And live in the world where time stands still. Where nobody can see what you're up to ever again.
Okay, Decine, that's From Software's new title coming to PlayStation VR. Quite a departure, very artistic. Still don't know a ton about how it actually plays yet, but certainly a compelling debut, I would say. And speaking of compelling, let's get to that Spider-Man. It is time.
We have some folks from Insomniac
We sure
here.
do.
Brian, Adam, gentlemen,
Hey,
welcome
how
to
you
the
guys doing?
program. It's so great to have you here. I just have to say, first of all, thank you guys for giving us your time.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Happy to be here.
And also, congratulations, kind of closing out some of the show there with Marvel Spider-Man. How does it feel?
It's surreal. We've been working on it for a while, so it's nice to be here. And obviously, we showed you people wanted villains, so we decided we'll give you a lot of villains. And now, and the next question is, can we play the open world? And Adam's gonna show off the New York City.
I mean, I don't know, Sid. What do you think?
Let's dive in.
Yeah,
what are we talking about here? Get in there.
We're going to boot up the demo here, and this is essentially one of the first playable demos that you guys are going to be showing off. Of Spider-Man.
Pretty much. So, I mean, if you think about,
Go ahead, Adam.
Yes, the game is. You know, a lot of people were like, last year's E3 was like, well, was that like just a linear level? No, like that was our Manhattan, that's our New York City, and it just happened to be on like a main story mission. But in between, like something like you saw on the raft, or we showed that back at last E3, you can just swing around New York City and have fun.
Let's go to that footage because we have it running here on the main monitor. We'll go to it in just a second. This is the beauty of the live environment.
Yeah, this. Oh God,
this is great. I got my own little TV. This is perfect.
Yeah, I got it all.
Adam's doing a fantastic job so far. It's been really good.
So first of all, you're actually playing this right now.
Yeah,
and I do want to emphasize how beautiful this game is.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, Brian, tell me a little bit about what you guys want to show us this evening.
So I mean, the big thing is, again, I think that part of the Spider-Man fantasy is to swing around New York City and, to have, not only just a great story, but have a bunch of different activities in that world. And we wanted to, give people who attend E3 an opportunity to experience that. So, obviously it's a big narrative-driven experience, but at the same time, part of that superhero fantasy, especially that Spider-Man experience, is living within New York City and seeing that. So, Adam is one of our combat pro players because he's a combat designer, and again, he's just showing off some really awesome stuff that as you get better with the game, obviously, we wanted to have a pick up a play feel, but at the same time have a level of mastery and to really show off the improvisation that we've really been talking about a lot since we announced the game.
I'm digging this, like sticking dudes to walls and to the floor and stuff. That looks really, really satisfying.
I mean, I think the thing that's been really fun in these last, I would say last 6 months since we got back from the holiday break was every week I feel like I'll take the game home or I'll be playing one night and then I'll come in and say, wow, guys, I didn't know you could do that. So I think there's a lot of that. There's that sandbox nature to it as well. So, I mean, obviously you can, we have, we're going to teach you mechanics, but we want you to experiment with, his acrobatics, his webs, his gadgets, his suit powers. So combining all that stuff really allows for a lot of different gameplay and a lot of, Spider-Man's a very expressive character, and we want players to be able to express that, whether it's in traversal or in combat.
It's gorgeous.
These animations are just blowing my mind.
Your studio has kind of been renowned for character animation and for, just fluid motion. I mean, did you guys take a lot of lessons from your previous games and really, hone in on those when you were developing this?
I think animation's definitely been one of the hallmarks of our company, from Spyro to Ratchet to Sunset Overdrive.
Yep.
And I mean, I remember when the Sunset Overdrive reviews came out, one person actually wrote, it would be great to see Insomniac make a Spider-Man game. And I was like, see, we should make it.
See, and I think you waved your phone around in the whole studio.
Exactly. We took that kind of mentality and we just injected our personality, but also, what do people want, desire from a Spider-Man experience. So, it was really great as I remember, probably around the end of the year, end of last year, someone wrote an article about the top things they want to see in Spider-Man. And they said they want to feel like an Insomniac game. So I think that's the thing we've been really layering on in this last year is to have that. It feels like an Insomniac game as much as it does a Spider-Man game.
And I love this traversal. I mean, just the fluidity of just moving over great distances very quickly. It looks like a lot of fun just moving around. And that's when you know you've got a great game.
Okay, so so how I kind of said experimenting, but sometimes game development, we're in meetings a lot, and then sometimes you just need to take a break. And what I used to find myself doing was just swinging around New York City. It was almost therapeutic. It's just kind of when I play other games, I just walking or running or even taking a car. It feels so more natural now just to swing around like Spider-Man. So it's definitely one of those things that has that, again, just like combat, that pick and play feel, but we want players to have a level of mastery as they play and get
what
better.
Was that? Hold on a second. That's very interesting what you're saying there.
So like I said, Adam showed off, I think he showed off the tripwire. It's basically a gadget that you can either attach to a piece of geometry and the enemies walk by, they'll get grabbed and sucked back. But you can also attach it to an enemy, and if an enemy walks by, they kind of slam into each other.
That is amazing. This is so cool. What's this focus meter about?
So the focus meter is basically, there's kind of a risk reward. As you build focus, you can use it to heal.
Sid's having a religious experience.
It just looks incredible.
Okay, thank you. The team works really, really hard on it. Really, really hard.
Clearly.
And the idea is the focus is kind of a way to, it's a risk reward. Like I said, you can either heal yourself or you can kind of, if you fill up the bar a certain way, you can actually pull off a finishing move. So, as you play the game, you can kind of say, well, do I want to maybe heal myself real quick, or do I want to wait for that really extravagant move to kind of take the guy out instantly?
Got it.
Brian, a question for you is, obviously Spidey has, with his experience being under the mask for so many years now, in
8
your
years.
story, 8 years. Thank you. You got to be precise.
I got it. One of the first questions I get is is in the origin story? I'm like, no. That was after we decided that the webs were definitely attached to the buildings, we decided it's not going to be an origin story.
But back to the combat, I mean, Spidey's experience, he has access to a lot of different techniques and technologies. How do you balance out his experience with the fact that you don't want to overwhelm a player with options, right? You want to make it approachable.
I really, that comes down to our combat team, our traversal team,
like
and
this guy
our
right
designers,
here.
like Adam, and really going, okay, kind of handing that stuff out over the course of the game, finding those right spots where you kind of, okay, we're going to teach you how to punch and how to kick and how to punch guys up in the air and use your webs. But then we layer on things like gadgets and then the suits and the suit powers. And it's kind of giving over time. If we just, one thing with something like E3, we want you to feel great, right? But there's a lot to learn really quickly. So we just, normal course development, we kind of find those spots in the game where it makes most sense to teach those mechanics. And then as the game goes on, we want you to master those because the game's only going to get harder.
Yeah, absolutely. Sid, what do you think?
I got to say, this game is looking
beautiful, right?
Absolutely gorgeous. This is, I mean, this is just, I mean, it was looking spectacular to begin with, but this is on a totally different level. And I can just see that
so much.
I can see that polish, though. That's the thing, and that's what comes out in that final few months of development.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys watched the press conference, right?
Sure.
You saw all those games, those first-party games, and they all have a level of polish. And to be in a press conference with the likes of a Naughty Dog, a Sucker Punch, Kojima Productions, we are very honored to be, and we know there's a certain level of polish that people expect from a PlayStation game, especially a first-party game. So we want to be considered right up there.
Well,
and not to mention also from the Marvel, Marvel fans expect to have that perfect experience.
Of course.
May I just ask real quickly, as we're starting to wind down here, from a personal perspective, I mean, what's it like for you and for the team to be able to kind of look up at the big screen and see your game after all that time and all that work?
I'm known as a crier, so it takes a lot for me not to get choked up. Like right now, they're playing the theme song to the game in the background as we're sitting here, I mean, this is an amazing industry, and to be part of it is one thing, but to work on something you truly love and something that when you were a little kid thinking, oh my God, could I ever work on a Spider-Man game, let alone be in video games, is just absolutely surreal. I use that word a lot when I describe working on this game, and to work with a group like Sony and work with Marvel, and that feeling is felt by so many Insomniacs. So we couldn't be prouder, and the support we've gotten across the board, not only from Sony and Marvel, but also the fans, has been spectacular.
Nice work,
Brian, it just looks incredible. I mean, there's no other word for it. And
you're flabbergasted.
Yeah, I really am. It's stunning. I mean, just look at that. How can you not be blown away by that? But we do have a limited amount of time here. Brian, you're an industry veteran. You've been in the industry for a long time. I know this is a lifelong dream for you working on this game. And I want to thank you and Insomniac for making it.
Thank you for having us.
And for coming by as well.
Spider-Man was so awesome that it broke my mic, and I have to use the stick mic now.
I thought you just wanted to look different from all of us.
Yeah, I just wanted to stand out a little bit. But, Sid, actually, I think a little earlier, we were able to maybe get some footage of some of the amazing experiential stuff that's going on with Spider-Man. Right?
I mean, there really is something incredible going on here at this PlayStation E3 showcase. I mean, it's on a scale and a scope that we have just never seen before. And so we have people here, they're playing the game. We have a lot of hands-on sessions for folks that are here for the showcase. And the game looks great, but I just love the way this whole, I know her.
Oh, hi. There's familiar faces popping up on the stream.
But I mean, it's a great, great event here. And it's just, I wish we could get everybody in here to try this out and to just see what has been sort of constructed with Spider-Man and with actually another game we're about to talk about.
Yeah, we're about to talk about Ghost of Tsushima.
Why don't you? Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah,
we have some. We sneakily snuck on a few amazing people onto our program as a helicopter goes by to mark this amazing moment. Nate Fox and Jason Connell to my left and Nate Fox. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you so much for coming over.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
It's really good for you to be here, and I'm so glad you're able to give us some of your time.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, kind of what we were just talking about with the team from Insomniac? What's it like for you as individuals and as developers to be able to kind of be a part of all of this?
It's amazing. I mean, you try so hard to make a video game that you can get lost in, and then to come to E3 where they actually build your game. It's kind of a dream come true that way.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh man, it's amazing. People are excited. You see all the other projects, and everybody's just stoked about all the different games that are up there. And we put a lot of heart and soul into it. So it's just that moment where it shows it is just great.
I think we should show it because we have some of the footage.
I think we do have a little bit of footage hanging around here. So let's check it out. If we can.
Absolutely. Just hanging around.
It's just doing its thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this game, first of all, just gorgeous. I mean, the art direction is really coming through in an incredible way. But also the technical sophistication as well. I mean, we're going to see here in a minute. Here we go. Get into some combat.
Yeah, we have some highlights from the showcase just shown off for the first time.
Look at this look. I mean, this is gorgeous.
Look at this look.
I don't know what else to say about it. I'm flabbergasted.
And maybe, I don't know, Nate or Jason who wants to take this, but it seems like in these moments of gameplay, there's small vignettes of like a classic samurai film in which you really focus in the player experience, the visuals, the music, all the cues seem to align in harmony. I mean, that must all be very intentional, I can only assume.
It is an orchestra. You know, like it's got to take all these elements, and for even that opening attack, that EI attack, it's about building space before it, having the leads go by, the drum up of music beforehand, and that's what makes it really powerful.
How do you coordinate all those systems?
Like we run in strike teams. We got a lot of multidisciplinary, awesome people working on it. So
yeah, but I mean, you watch a lot of samurai movies, man. I mean,
that's the real answer, actually.
I mean, there's that quiet before the storm. It's pretty key to the genre. So just trying to make it real in a video game is our goal.
And I know that authenticity is something that's tremendously important to your entire studio in this game. Do you want to share a little bit about some of the steps, the great steps that your team went through creating that?
Yeah, I feel like we're in a super unique position because we're part of Sony. We have J Studio. We have somebody that would be a producer on our project from J Studio. We hired some cultural guides. Like I feel like we're in this unique position to help us create this thing. Oh, the Shoji screen, that one's a popular one.
This knocked me off.
Sorry to interrupt. No, that's interrupt worthy right there.
Okay, so can we talk a little bit maybe about how you're approaching the sword play? I think that's a really interesting concept here. Like, you don't have to get too far into it. I know the game's still deep in development, but tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're going for lethal precision, where there's not a lot of wasted energy. It's very trained experts, and so every strike, could end a life. So you want to make sure that each one counts. Yeah. I mean, right now we're allowing these characters to kind of circle each other and talk to each other because it's not just kind of a furball, right? It's studying kendo. We've brought in experts to kind of show us how to do it.
And it shows.
It looks like maybe your team spent 400 years making this one scene. I mean, that's the thing that I would like our audience to remember is that every leaf, every flicker of flame has to be hand-placed by someone at some point in time, unless you had a giant machine AI do it all by itself.
Maybe, I don't know. We have a great team. It's, creating those beautiful moments, the lethal combat, that was the goal. Like having the visceral combat, that was our goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's so great to have you guys here. We do have a few more things to get to, right, Sid?
We do. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for being a part of tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima looking mighty impressive. And
wait, should we look at some of that stuff?
Yeah, so there's a whole experience here built out for folks who are here at the PlayStation E3 Showcase. And we're going to get a little footage out here. Oh, here we go. There we go. Look at this. So this was that period of time. I know some of these people. This is the period of time when earlier on when we had that intermission, we had to make a little bit of time for folks to walk from one part of the experience to the next. So you're seeing shots of that right now. Very just special, intimate, and beautiful experience
gorgeous.
For folks to walk through there. Again, I wish we could just open the doors for 10 million people to come in here and just kind of get this all up close and personal.
10 million people might be a little more than this venue can handle.
That's right. The fire marshal may have an issue or two with that, but it really is something else. And hopefully these clips here give you a little bit of a taste of what was in store here tonight at the PlayStation E3 Showcase.
And Sid, we sneakily got a few more folks in here to join us for the program. Again, I know. And specifically to talk about those little interstitials that we were seeing during our showcase. And it's my great pleasure to introduce the Media Molecule.
Hi.
Matching outfits.
Matching. We're matchy.
Friends, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It is our great pleasure. I want to point out, and correct me if I'm wrong, the little interstitials we were seeing were all created inside Dreams.
That's right. So we had no idea what they were going to be shown with the games. So Resident Evil, and then we get to do a little trumpet.
Yeah. The little celeries, and then it's Death Stranding.
No greater wine pairing than the Resident Evil and the fart trumpet.
There we go.
Truly.
I mean, we had the final word, right? The orange drummer.
Yeah.
We need to give these guys names. If any of your viewers want to name our fruit, that would be awesome.
That'd be great. But yeah, it was really fun because the thing about Dreams is it's really fast to create these little sort of stories and games. And so when we got the opportunity to do something fun for the press conference, it just felt like such a good, to do something musical and sort of something that kind of showed off the playful nature.
We're teasing something with that, actually.
We are teasing something. We are. There's a tease
there's method in the madness.
There is
a nice palate cleanser in between each of those, and it kind of kept everybody on their toes. Right. But I actually want to zero in a little bit more on the create mode that you guys are working on. And this is something that is, quite frankly, it's absolutely astonishing
Okay, so I mean,
innovative here.
I mean, we're showing this at E3. It's so exciting for us. We're demoing it on the show floor. We've got press hands-on. So I think Dreams, you can create anything. Literally, people ask me, like, can we make games? Can we make movies? And the answer is always yes. And in fact, tonight we're going to be doing a live music show made in Dreams. And puppet show.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, are you going to play music live?
Yep, we're going to play tonight, and hopefully we'll find a way to get it out onto the internet.
We're debuting our new band, The Molecules.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and they are literally
perfect.
They will be using the create tools that you're watching right now to perform a 15-minute live gig. I don't think anyone knows about this. Even the people out there in the garden haven't realized yet.
We're spoiling it for the folks at home.
Yeah, man, it's going to be big.
And I just want to point out is the footage that the folks at home are seeing right now.
Yeah.
The seamless nature of the kind of create and the play, functionality of Dreams it cannot be overstated.
Yeah, I mean, it's super easy. Even if you don't think that you're a game creator, even if you've never thought about game designing, if you've played games, you can do this. If you can play a platform game, if you can play Our Story, then you can do this. You can create your own, you can upload, and then you can share incredible levels in like 10 minutes. We're doing a demo this week at E3 where we create gameplay for a whole level in like 20 minutes, including music. You can compose your own music.
Awesome.
You can do the gameplay. You can animate. You can record voiceovers. The whole thing on a PlayStation.
And just to clarify, sorry to interrupt, is this two people both playing at once?
Yeah, it's co-op, so we're showing the co-op gameplay.
Multiple controllers, you can jam together, and it's quite funny because one of you can be testing and then another one can be getting the jump height right or whatever it is.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool.
I just love Dreams, and I literally haven't even touched it yet.
Yeah, well, come over.
You have to come.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, but the idea really has been like what you're seeing is really this easy nature of just like picking and placing, because I think one of the things that sometimes people get a bit scared of like the idea of the blank canvas, but actually what I love about Dreams is it's just this idea of just choice. Like every day people make choices. You put your clothes on, you might choose where you put a poster in your bedroom, and Dreams is very like that. All you're really doing is like here they're seeing like this sort of Instagram effect. You can take a scene and be able to very quickly change it so that it looks really different, and you're adding your own mark.
And then the pièce de résistance is that all of this stuff which gets made gets uploaded, and if you just want to sit back on your sofa and enjoy an unending stream of madness of the PlayStation 4 players' creations, you can, and we sort of present it to you in a stream of who knows what it's going to be like. I mean, that's what's so exciting. The beta is coming this year, so we will be starting to see what the creativity of PlayStation gamers really means for Dreams.
That's excellent. So beta coming this year for Dreams.
That's right.
Yes. And, I've said this before, I'll say it again about Dreams. In my maybe 20 years of being in the industry, I've never seen anything so
thank you.
Just innovative and progressive and just potentially just game-changing. So
thank you.
Hats off to you. I mean, this must have been an absolute labor of love.
It
really is. Yeah,
the Molecules gone mad.
It is. Yeah, big cheers to the team. We've gone mad. Big cheers to the team back home, because people have really put their hearts and souls into Dreams to really get it to the point where you are moving between these different disciplines. And right now we have a studio that jams together in a way they've never jammed together before. We have like musicians actually just jamming with animators to actually make animation. And I think that's one of the things we're really starting to see is these different workflows. And that just, that's been one of the things we've really wanted to get that right. So I can't wait to see like people create all different types of genres of games and really almost like just come up with completely new ways of playing. I think
we're showing some of that E3. Liam made a text adventure, and we're like, what? You could do a text? I didn't even know you could do that.
Wow.
I mean, that's like
that's amazing.
I know,
I mean, we saw what the community did with Little Big Planet.
Right.
And now imagine if you just like by a Googleplex multiplied the functionality, right?
Yeah.
Like raise it to the millionth power.
Specifically
It's unbelievable, and I want to thank both of you for coming by, and congratulations.
Thank you very much for having us.
Showcase.
Thank you so much.
And I can't wait to see more of this.
Stay tuned for more on the gig later on.
All right,
Thank you, guys.
we'll hear more.
And Sid, I think we had a couple of VR games.
We did.
Taking a look at those earlier this
we
this
did.
evening.
We had Trover Saves the Universe, which was announced during the showcase, and we had some great stuff. Tetris Effect earlier in the week as part of Countdown to E3, and a lot of other great stuff too. So let's take a look at the latest from PlayStation VR.
Keep your stats. Our lives are true.
minute. I've never seen anything like it before.
Welcome to the Vanguard. Try not to die.
If you're going to block out the sun, the least you could do is fetch me some coolant.
Now it's just a taste of what is coming to PlayStation VR, and I want to point out really quickly, Creed Rise to Power, boxing game using 2 moves on VR. One of the most intoxicating experiences I've had in VR.
Oh.
It almost felt like boxing is like the perfect fit for the VR medium, because you got the leaning, you can dodge.
Oh gosh,
I'm
going all over the place.
Careful, Ryan.
Oh my God, because I was in danger for a second. I have to give a quick shout out to Bathtub Guy. I mean, let's just put one out there for Bathtub Guy.
That's awesome.
I hope that 711 gets going really quickly.
711.
Oh, Squanch.
Yeah.
And also remember, earlier in the week, Ben Studio gave us another look at Days Gone and their release date.
They did.
February
22nd. Outstanding. Very good stuff. So let's talk a little bit about the venue we've got here. It takes an army practically to create the kind of experience that we had here tonight for members of the press and community. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And actually, rather than talk about it, let's just show it. We have a great video that shows how it was all put together. Just a really cool look there at what it took to create this experience here tonight. And thank you to everybody who was involved, to everybody who watched. But we're just getting started here, actually. We have a lot more to come this week. We are here at the showcase. We're seeing a little footage of that right now. But tomorrow, we are going to move to the LA Convention Center and E3 proper, where...
At live.playstation.com?
Well, I mean...
Oh, in Los Angeles?
I didn't know what I was supposed to say. PlayStation Live from E3.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You know, the thing you worked on.
Yeah, the thing that I worked on, but I didn't know what the question was.
Ryan, you packed the schedule.
Yeah, you
got a lot of great games, a lot of great
tons of content.
Want to apologize to all the crew, but I appreciate all the help that they're going to put us on. But yeah, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, that's on Tuesday, we're going to be starting our big PlayStation Live from E3. And here's a little bit of the schedule.
Okay, let's analyze this closely here.
Look at this.
Spyro, that's good. This. People are going to be into that.
Concrete Genie. I'm actually really excited to get a little closer look at that one, too.
More Marvel Spider-Man, Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil 2. Excellent.
If it was amazing, And potentially on the showcase this evening, chances are we're going to take a look at it again tomorrow and Wednesday.
A deeper, closer look at it.
A deeper, closer look.
That's right.
Stranding panel.
That's right.
Where you will only end with more questions.
Further questions. And let's take a look at Wednesday while we're at it here. We've got a lot going on Wednesday, starting off with a lot of VR.
Yes, so starting at 10 a.m. Pacific on Wednesday morning, you are going to see over an hour of PlayStation VR content. Again, we are going to go rapid fire on that, so hosts, please be prepared. We're going to be talking about Tetris Effect, Ghost Giant, Creed, Vacation Simulator.
That's a fun one. I got a chance to try that, yeah.
And Firewall 0 Hour. There is a lot to look at. And then, of course, leading through the rest of the day, all the way till 5 p.m., we have a ton of great games coming up, amazing interviews, and a lot more for folks watching at home. Again, you can continue watching live.playstation.com for all that.
Or Twitch.
Or Twitch.
Twitch.tv/PlayStation or YouTube.com/PlayStation. Don't make me go through the whole list.
There's so many.
There's so many.
Just come back and watch.
That's right. Come back and watch. We've got a lot more going on starting tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Pacific time. But to all of you out there who watched us here tonight and watched the PlayStation E3 showcase, whether you were in your home, on your phone, or in a theater somewhere in the United States, Latin America, or Canada, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.